no sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If you know Webolo was genuinely interested in local government forms, would have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving jail for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And to dampen my mood further, whenever people are clapping, his praise singers, when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Maryann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news. This is Hard Facts.
Welcome to the show, Lagos. Welcome. This is the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Hard Facts, and we are broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Itami and Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. My name is Maryann Okon. As usual, this will be your most authentic news experience on the radio. We start off with the big 3 stories for today. It's stories that you are talking about on social media, therefore making it trend. Stories that are gracing the pages of our national dailies, and those who have finally made their way into our news bulletin here in the nation's Talk News and Sports radio station. Of course, these are stories that we're bringing to you on the Big 3. Welcome to the show. As usual, this is how we hit the road on the show.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big 3 stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big 3 every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts, whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, it is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Maryann Okon. Let's look at the big 3 stories for today, shall we? Let's start with VP Shettima. He blames democratic failure in Africa on complex pressures. Yes, the Vice President was representing Mr. President at Davos. That's the World Economic Forum. And, of course, he had a lot of things to say. Some of these things we'll analyze tomorrow on Balogun and Broad. But first, the Vice President expressed regret that democracy in Africa is experiencing setbacks, blaming it on complex pressure, which includes past and contemporary challenges like the pandemic, poverty, and insecurity in many countries of the continent. He spoke also yesterday at the National Conference on Strengthening Democracy in Nigeria. This was organized by the African Center for Leadership Strategy and Development in Abuja. He was represented by the Special Advisor on Political Issues, Hakim Baba Ahmed. So, and I'm just going to let you answer this question. Complex pressures, COVID poverty. How about corruption? How about the fact that our governance in Africa, not just Nigeria, is selfish and self-centered? How about the fact that they're not people-oriented? Oh, but they're complex pressures? Again, I might be wrong. Let's move away from that. Let's go to the Punch newspaper. Afenifere Khan and others oppose the push for Sharia in the southwest. Genge. Let's get into it. Well, Christian and Muslim leaders on Monday, we hear, clashed over the planned inauguration of a Sharia arbitration panel across the southwestern parts of Nigeria, like Ogun, Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, Oyo, and Lagos by the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs. Now, this comes as proponents of the Islamic Code said there was no going back on the decision to set up a panel to adjudicate and resolve issues among Southwest Muslim Ummah. Now, the president of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs in Ekiti, Dr. Ahmed Bakare, and the chairman of the Sharia Committee of Oyoland, Dr. Rafiu Bello, told the Punch newspaper in separate interviews on Monday that the Sharia panel will be inaugurated despite opposition on it. Well, I ask you, my Muslim brothers and sisters in the Southwest, do you want Sharia? And finally, let's go to Premium Times newspaper here. Decades of security cooperation under threat in Nigeria and Niger. Why? Well, Nigeria and Niger are still at loggerheads on this issue of terrorism. And now Niger, I hear, they have pulled out of the joint operation they used to have with Nigeria in dealing with these, Boko Haram and several other, people who are terrorizing the Sahel region. But the bigger question, obviously, is what does this mean for the general fight against terrorism? If Niger is saying, well, we're going to go it on our own, you go it on your own because we think that you're fueling the crisis, which the foreign minister was asked this question on, I think, Channels Television. He was asked last week, if I'm not mistaken, when the Chinese I think the Chinese government visited Nigeria. He was asked on television if Nigeria was able to convince Niger that, look, why would we be fueling terrorism when we ourselves are fighting terrorism? Remember, I had that conversation also here, I think about 2 weeks ago, when Niger started pointing fingers at us and saying, oh, you guys are part of the problem. Nigeria, because the Lakruwa apparently is homegrown. And they suspect that, we're part of the problem, which, for some people, it would be considered ridiculous. But in the Premium Times paper, International Basin Commission says the multinational joint task force comprising of Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria, joined by Benin, to combat insecurity in the region. The regional forces symbolizes LCBC, member states' ability to overcome the mistrust and friction that had characterized the bilateral relations they had, particularly around boundary issues. However, in the past 2 years, rifts have weakened the MNJTF, while the jihadist threat remains acute and demands regional, not just national responses. And I'm thinking to myself, why now? Why now? When these guys are continuously fighting us, why now would Niger withdraw? Well, they have their reasons. Now, after a lackluster first 10 years, the force was reactivated in 2014 in response to the rise and spread of Boko Haram attacks. Backed by the African Union, its mandate focuses on combating Boko Haram and other terrorist groups to enable stabilization and humanitarian operations. Now, we all know that this MNJTF represented a cornerstone for the holistic peace-building approach envisaged by the LCBC member states, who quickly understood the need to work together as a region against this transnational threat. Now, as it is, Niger has pulled out. Chad also threatened to withdraw in November of 2024. And when we see these people all saying, well, we're going to leave, what happens to that concerted effort, that fight, that joint effort to fight? Because the threat is still there. It's not going to go anywhere. And I'm guessing that member states had tried to fight it alone nationally and they couldn't, hence that coming together. So why break it up now? Why break it up now is the question that I'm asking. And I really don't know what to think of this. It bothers me. But I want to play you a clip from the foreign minister. I hope that this is the right clip. Addressing the issue of Niger accusing Nigeria on being having a hand in the terrorism activities in their country. Take a listen.
To caution them of this malady, as you describe it, if that leader is making such a heavy allegation, a leader to leader, has there been a call to that leader to say, no, you cannot say this, and I take an exception to it, as a big nation on the continent, you cannot speak about our government like that. Has there been that kind of engagement? A stern warning to that country to say, you cannot make those heavy allegations against our people?
We have done so within Nigeria and the ministry appropriately, but it's not for President Tinubu to stoop down to start responding to spurious allegations. It's not the way diplomacy works. It's not the way governments and leaders relate to each other. We're not going to go into the gutter, And at the same time, don't forget that we're still trying as much as possible to find diplomatic avenues to resolve these issues. And we consider Niger Republic, we consider Burkina Faso, Mali, our kith and kin, and we want to continue to live in peace and harmony with those countries, with the citizens. This is just transient. This is a period where they're going through a period of military intervention. It's happened to us in the past. I said it on a different program. Someone like me, who was born just before Nigeria's civil war started, I spent, I didn't have the right to vote until I was in my 30s. So we know, people from my generation know the benefits of having a constitutional government running your system that way, and we remain committed to that constitution because it's the same constitution that says that Nigeria should, when it goes into treaties with other countries, it should honor those treaty obligations, and one such treaty obligation is that exists with our membership of ECOWAS. The same with these countries. So, it's not that we're just doing things to, but when we start speaking on behalf of Niger and all these other countries, and we're criticizing and denigrating our own country for doing the right thing, I don't think, we are being fair to Nigeria. I think,
And that is Yusuf Tugar, the Foreign Affairs Minister, speaking on this issue between Nigeria and Niger. Well, the phone lines are open, Lagos. Let's talk. 0201-277-0993. We're looking at the big three stories for today. Shettima blames democratic failure in Nigeria on complex pressures, even COVID. Afenifere, of course, and Can and even others are opposing this push for Sharia in the southwest. Are you for it or against it? And you must give me reasons. And then, of course, decades of security cooperation under threat in Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and the rest of the Sahel region because of Wahala. And you heard Yusuf Tugar there speaking. What are your thoughts, Lagos? 60 seconds is all you have. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. You can post your comments on WhatsApp 0809-5975805. Join the conversation. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
You have Emmanuel on the line speaking to you from Ekwe.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about the issue of insecurity, pulling out, and the allegations, of the Niger Republic against our president and our country. I think some of the moves Mr. President moved to France, when the issue was loudest, you shouldn't have taken those moves because it's a matter of the enemy. I mean, the friend of my enemy is also my enemy. That is what Niger Republic is playing, and this thing might be fading away. The honeymoon of the people loving him. So he needs something to keep himself in power. And then for the issue of Sharia in Southwest, I want to appeal to the people pushing this. That was what they said that we address the issue of insecurity, the issue of stealing and everything in the north. That they have Sharia. But today it's the illusion. It even adds to the problem because the politicians who feel big, who Sharia should have dealt with, are living lavishly, with the funds. Whereas it's affecting the masses. The masses see something, they take into court, cut his hand off, and so on.
All right.
So they shouldn't bring that to Southwest. I'm appealing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Joseph is calling us from Ketu. Hello, Joseph. Turn off your radio.
Okay, yes, I've switched the radio off already.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. On the issue of Sharia, it's not really good for Southwest. But one thing my mind is telling me, I don't think Mr. President has spoken about it. Because one thing my mind is now telling me that anywhere, anything he supports is what his supporters support. If Mr. President should support that now, that is where the people, we know that it's a good thing. You can't imagine by tomorrow you hear somebody calling the radio station and be telling you that there is nothing wrong with Sharia law. That is that they even practices in America, they even practices in Italy or Italy. So it's not really good. But the people is where the president feels. That is where they always go to. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello?
Yes, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, compliments of Susan Maryann. This will be calling from Niger.
Same to you, Obi. Go ahead, please.
I want you to tell the Vice President to add nepotism to the list. Nepotism, tribal and ethnic hate, corruption. These three things are very, very paramount. And for Niger, are we still going to do the real estate in Niger? Thank you very much.
That question is for the president, eh? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. I'm so sorry. Do call me back if that was you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanja in Ikoton.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my take is on the introduction of Sharia or intention to introduce Sharia to Western to Southwestern states.
Why is your radio on?
No.
Your radio is on. I can still hear myself. Call me back. You all call this radio station every single day. Why do I have to sound like a broken record to tell you that once you pick my call and you hear my voice, turn off the radio? Why? Come on, guys. You should do better. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann. This is Kenny. How are you?
Hi, Kenny.
Yeah, right quick. We might as well just have a little...
Sorry, Kenny. We'll have to go on a break.
Right after this.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Hey, this dollar wahala now, wow. Everything just dey expensive. Na true, but make we look am well, my brother. See, your shoe na from Italy, your shirt na from Turkey, your phone na from China, your car na from Japan. In fact, everything wey dey your body so na import to the import am. Abeg you, how that one take consign dollar? If price of dollar go come down, e get many things wey we suppose do. Like wetin? Number 1, we suppose dey export pass how we dey import. Number 2, we suppose dey buy more made in Nigeria products. Number 3, make we support local business. And number 4, if you wan send dollar and other foreign currency enter Nigeria, make we dey use international money transfer agents. What did they talk? They make sense. Oh, country people, make we join hand, reduce the pressure on our naira, grow our export market, and increase forex inflow. Now, our handy day. This message now from Bankers Committee.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
With information comes power.
We give you more power with information.
99.3
Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
All right, let's talk Lagos. We're looking at the big three stories for today, and I did tell you, Senator Shettima, who is Mr. Vice President, has said that he's blaming democratic failures in Africa on complex pressures, including COVID, poverty, etc., etc. And I'm wondering to myself, what about bad governance? What about the fact that we have very corrupt leaders, treasury looters, people who care nothing about the populace leading the country? Oh, that's not part of it? Oh, my bad. Afenifere and Khan and others are pushing to oppose the call for Sharia in the southwest. And, of course, the one that's most scary is the fact that decades of security cooperation under threat in Nigeria, Niger, Chad, and the Sahel region. Where do we go from here? 0201 277 0993. That's the number for you to call. 0201 277 0993. If you're a lady, call 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation on X, where Nigeria Info FM 99.3. On YouTube and Facebook, we are live. Post your comments on our live stream. We'd love to hear from you on the phone lines. Make sure you are you turned off the radio, because I do not want to hear a whole back. Please, I beg you in the name of God. If not, I will not say anything. I will just hang up. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Manuel from Niger.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to state, Vice President Shettima, that should not shibble into anything. They are the one APC government that caused anything in this country. All the Baba thing. Thank you very much.
Okay, but Nigeria since 1999 has had record problems of bad leadership and corruption and blah blah blah. Is it just about the APC? Is it about the party itself, or is it about the people who occupy these parties? And you know, I always ask myself, what's the difference between the APC and the PDP? Because when people leave the PDP, they go to the APC. And when people leave the APC, they go to the PDP. What's the difference? Okay. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Hi, so my name is Pastor Emeka.
Pastor Emeka, go ahead, please.
Thank you. On the issue of our VP, I think it is high time we stop blaming nature, blaming national disaster or things like that. If you're talking about COVID is an issue that came up and it's gone. Like as you said, you know, what is the difference between APC and PDP and whatever. And I was asking myself now, Lim Kuan Yew of Singapore was not a human being who came on board and saw the complexity of things around his domain. And men came around and they make Singapore today look at where they are. The same thing with Dubai. When the man they had a vision come, call few people and they buy with it and they move. So I think he should be blaming our mindset. You know, I told you about our mindset. This issue of corruption that is eating up is mindset. By the time we say no to it, now it will be a bygone. Okay. When VP said no to it, President said, I said no to it, you said no to it, it will go.
Okay, thank you very much for calling, Pastor Emeka.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for calling. 60 seconds is all you have. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann, this is Ken.
Kenny, apologies, go ahead.
Yeah, so I bet you $1 on radio that we as Nigerians together collectively can actually gain more traction fixing our country independent of the political class and government. So this is a call to action to Nigeria.
No. Why would we do that? Why do we have a government if we're going to be the government to ourselves? Why must we absolve them of their duties? No. We can't be paying them that much money for them to do nothing. No.
My dear, let's be realistic. Nigerians can bail ourselves out.
Well, I'm being realistic. These leaders they're also Nigerians. Are they from Niger?
They're the political class.
But they are Nigerians.
And they're just in there for their own pockets.
Well, let's send them out of there.
Well, let's do what we can do. But I'm still betting you $1 that we'll gain more traction if we as Nigerians fix our own issues.
Okay, all right.
And they'll just stand and look at us and feel a bit embarrassed. I think they'll deserve that.
You'd be shocked. All right, thank you very much for calling. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Apologies, do call us back if that was you. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Chika. I'm calling from Apapa.
Go ahead, Chika.
Yes. You talked about PDP and APC. What we are saying here is magnitude of bad governance and corruption. You can never compare APC to PDP because
here we go.
During PDP time, at least what we had is the difference is very, very clear.
So we're talking about a bigger and a lesser evil. Oh, indeed.
So if Shettima could come out and not blame whatever things he wants to put the blame on, in fact, he's been very far and been very deceitful with the truth. APC is the one who brought this problem to this country. And they should go straight and put the blame on themselves.
Okay.
They are not APC are not political parties. They are armed group of gang.
No. You can't say they're an armed group of gang. Come on, sir. You should know better now. You're on the radio. Where's your proof that they're an armed group of gang or whatever you called it? Come on now. Careful what you say on the radio. You can say whatever you want, but then be very careful not to make allegations that you can't prove. Yeah, you might not be happy with the APC, but you can't call them a gang. Are they a gang? Come on, man. Hello. All right, call me back if that was you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello? Anybody home? Sorry about that. Hello.
Hello, Megan. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Chris calling from Niger.
Go ahead, Chris.
Please, Maryann, I should tell Nigerians to come together to resist this Sharia law that these people are trying to implement. Because the last time I checked, Nigeria is not a religious state. This is a secular state based on multiple religion and multiple ethnic groups. So I don't know why people are pushing Sharia law to this state. What do they want us to do? They don't want my house because all I know is that Sharia law is for the poor, not for the ruling class. When the ruling class commit any offense, they don't cut off their legs and their hands. It's the poor masses that will bear the brunt. Look at what is going on in the northeast and the north central. They want to bring it to the southwest. From there now, it will spread spread nationwide. So Nigeria should resist this policy, please.
Okay.
This is what my opinion.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, they're claiming that it's for Muslims in the southwest. That's what they're claiming. So it's not. I really don't know. I need a lawyer to tell me what we need to vote, how we need to vote for. If this were to be down to a vote, if you'd need just the Muslims in the southwest to give a nod. And let's not forget that the Constitution is grand nom. So I'm not understanding why we need all these things to try to set people straight. Does it mean that the Constitution in itself is not working? So you need Sharia? I'm trying to understand. Please educate me. I have no clue when it comes to Sharia law. Not that I don't know, but I'm just saying I don't know. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Apapa.
Go ahead.
Maryann, this Sharia law that is already operating in the north, I haven't any politician the judge or cut off his hand or like they used to do to the poor masses. That aside, Kasim Shettima, the vice president, I wonder the kind of country we are in. Look at the kind of people we have in power. Imagine a Kasim Shettima being the vice president of the country. That means we are doomed. We are really down. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. I want to read some messages that are coming in case you're just joining us. It's the Big Three on Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info, and I am Maryann Okon. Let's look at these messages that you're sending in. Someone says, Buhari is famously known for always saying that Nigerians are his cousins. So why are they now pulling out of these joint operations? I think this is where Tinubu requires his diplomatic services. He should pull Buhari in for that purpose. Same way Jonathan gets deployed from time to time across the continent. Richard in Lagos. Okay, Richard. And Dose here from Maryland says, if the Republic of Niger wants to withdraw from the multinational task force against terrorism, they're free, but they must return all the armored vehicles donated to them from Buhari's regime to improve their capacity to fight terrorism. Okay. You sound like a bitter ex who's saying, everything I bought for you, everything, all you're wearing, everything you have, I paid for, I want it back. That's how you sound. Obasa, okay, sorry. We're not talking about Obasa today now. Who's sending me Obasa message? Olushoga, why are you sending me Obasa message? Jaja here says, why shouldn't Niger accuse Nigeria? The Nigerian government has proven to be complacent in the terrorism ravaging the region. Nigeria knows the 400 individuals sponsoring terrorism, as the UAE provided the government with that information, but Nigerian government has refused to arrest and prosecute these individuals. Nigeria undermines the effort of Niger in combating terrorism when Nigeria releases terrorists in the name of repentant terrorists. Where in the world do you hear about repentant terrorists? Only in Nigeria. This is proof that fueled the accusations from Niger. Another angle. Miracle here in Igondo, or Dampi, I beg your pardon, from Igondo, says, Nigerian government are not sincere with themselves. That is why they cannot fight Boko Haram and the security in our nation. Niger did well by pulling out of the security unionship because our governments are not sincere to fight against terrorist attacks and security. Okay, thank you very much for your message. Greenish here says, what concerns can and Shah institution? Sharia law is the best form of governance. Sorry, we already have a form of governance in Nigeria. It's called a democracy. You know that this is hard facts, Greenish. So if you start coming to me, come correct. When you start saying Sharia is the best form of governance, well, go practice it where they practice that form of governance. In Nigeria, we've got what we call a democracy. And guess what's the grand norm? The Nigerian Constitution, 1999 as amended. Understood? Yeah, moving on. Someone here says, my name is Daniel. For Sharia law, I think we have not seen anything because these people we voted don't have any love for Nigerian citizens rather than imposing Sharia law to the southwest of Nigeria. If Nigeria was serious, we don't need any country to join us fighting security in our country. All we need, I'm sure that's what you wanted to type, is our gallant soldiers and trust with sincerity to flush out these animals called terrorists, gradually finishing all parts of our nation. Nowhere is safe in Nigeria because of Boko Haram and other terrorists with a bunch of kidnappers everywhere. APC, I hail you. Thank you so much. Please, 2027, calm down. Whatever that means. And talking about nowhere being safe, I was trying to talk to a good friend of mine who runs an NGO that talks about insecurity to be a part of an event that was going to hold in the south of Nigeria. Guess what? He declined. Why? Because he was kidnapped in that place. He had to sell his house, move his family to the FCT. And he said, from the investigations that were done, it looks like, it was an inside job. So there's no guarantee that if you go back to that place, they won't come back after you. So when did we become this place? It's a real serious issue and we must think about it. We're not pushing more against this insecurity. Like I said 2 weeks ago, if not last week, it's coming closer to us. Maybe that will help us to scream louder and maybe begin to grab the shokotos of our leaders. But We're still playing APC PDP politics. According to the people that say it. This one says, why would anyone be surprised about Niger Republic, I beg your pardon, or any other country pulling out of this security arrangements with Nigeria when it's obvious that there's a loss of internal incoherence with twisted tongues here and there about security matters? Or did we not hear the lousy manner Adams Oshomole spoke about generals having a hand in insecurity in the country? Or do we think that other countries are deaf and dumb about the issues in Nigeria? Steve from Ijaniki. All right, this one's from Kelvin in Shasha. Kelvin says, it was a matter of time before we witnessed the escalation of insecurity in the northeast and pulling out of Chad and Niger Republic from the joint multinational region security partnerships. Anyone who understands security knows that I'm sure what you wanted to type was that it was a technical security blunder for our president to go frolicking with France at a time our neighboring security partners see their taskmasters see and try to liberate themselves from them. Okay, Kelvin. This one here says Shettima should have added election rigging, favoritism, corruption, lack of direction by those in power as a bane of democracy in Nigeria or Africa. It's a no-no to Sharia law in the Southwest. We can't have two sets of constitutions. If it's a must, we must add Mosaic law too. Maybe we just become Jewish also. He says Tinubu dining with the French is the main reason why Niger is pulling out of the joint security arrangements, and this is from Ayo. I'm going back to the phone lines. I still have about 10 minutes on the clock. 0201-277-0993. Still talking about this Niger thing. I want to go back to Yusuf Tuga, the foreign affairs minister, and what he had to say about Niger pulling out. I want you to pay attention. Pay attention, please.
To caution them of this malady, as you describe it, if that leader is making such a heavy allegation, a leader to leader, has there been a call to that leader to say, no, you cannot say this, and I take an exception to it, as a big nation on the continent, you cannot speak about our government like that. Has there been that kind of engagement? A stern warning to that country to say, you cannot make those heavy allegations against our people?
We have done so. We called in the Charge d'Affaires here in Abuja, in the ministry, and addressed it appropriately. But it's not for President Tinubu to stoop down to start responding to spurious allegations. It's not the way diplomacy works. It's not the way governments and leaders relate to each other. We're not going to go into the gutter, And at the same time, don't forget that we're still trying as much as possible to find diplomatic avenues to resolve these issues. And we consider Niger Republic, we consider Burkina Faso, Mali, our kith and kin, and we want to continue to live in peace and harmony with those countries, with the citizens. This is just transient. This is a period where they're going through a period of military intervention. It's happened to us in the past. I said it on a different program. Someone like me, who was born just before Nigeria's civil war started, I spent, I didn't have the right to vote until I was in my 30s. So we know, people from my generation know the benefits of having a constitutional government running your system that way. And we remain committed to that constitution because it's the same constitution that says that Nigeria should, when it goes into treaties with other countries, it should honor those treaty obligations. And one such treaty obligation is that exists with our membership of ECOWAS. The same with these countries. So, it's not that we're just doing things to, but when we start speaking on behalf of Niger and all these other countries, and we're criticizing and denigrating our own country for doing the right thing, I don't think we are being fair to Nigeria. I think
So Yusuf Tuga is talking to those of you who are supporting Niger as against supporting Nigeria, in his words, for doing the right thing, that you're denigrating your country as opposed to supporting it for doing the right thing. Do you agree with Yusuf Tuga? I'd like to hear your thoughts. It's the Big Three Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Join the conversation. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Godi from Eric Moore.
Godi, I'm going to tell you one time, turn off your radio.
Okay, I'll turn it off. So what happened is that the harmony we are having in the Southwest is what these Sharia protagonists are trying to destroy. If you look at Zamfara, all those ones that they open Sharia, what is different in their peaceful relation there? In the Southwest
well, if you ask me, the Zamfara Sharia drama has totally died off. There is not really
but when they are doing my sister, when they are doing this Ramadan, I think next month or so, you hear it. They go into restaurant, hotels, destroying everything. They will not say, they will not ask whether it's a Muslim or not. Anybody they meet there eating, they will destroy the food. They say they don't have right to eat. Is the only Muslim that own the restaurant there? So in the south, by the time they start Sharia now, they will send it to the south. You see that in the south here, we don't. In the family, you have Christian and Muslim together. We don't discriminate. And this Sharia explanation, it has the beginning of this all these criminals that are killing people anyhow. We should understand what is dividing us. Sharia will divide us more. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Do you agree? Hello. Hello. Yes, good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Miriam, good afternoon. My name is Ambrose.
Ambrose, go ahead, please.
Miriam, that Sharia thing will die naturally. You saw what happened during Yerima's time now.
That's what I'm saying, that it's dead there. In that state, it's totally dead.
You see, all these things that they are doing, all the Sharia in the north now, what has it brought? They amputate poor people's leg, poor people's arm. The Boko Haram is everywhere. And they will tell you, all these things. That's why I like Christianity. People come to criticize Christians on air and everything. We are serving God. And if you are serving God, allow God to fight for you. You won't have peace. The same people who are saying this Sharia is okay now, by the time they amputate one or two of their arms now, they will know how far. All these things will die naturally, Miriam. And for the issue of diplomacy that Yusuf Zituga you are talking about now, Miriam.
Yes, Foreign Affairs Minister.
Let me tell you, Miriam, all this one he's saying, you are talking of patriotism when you are not even taking care of your citizens. I don't know. They just sit down there and begin to talk of patriotism. Most Nigerian is happy, apart from the political class.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello? Anybody home? Sorry about that. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Yes.
Amaka.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
This is Joy from Eva.
Joy, go ahead, please.
Please, we don't need that Sharia law. We don't need that Sharia.
Joy, you're not Muslim, so I really don't know if your thought counts.
No, I know what I'm saying, because I have brothers and sisters that are living in the north, so they always say something about that Sharia. So we don't need it. That Sharia law should not come to south, southeast, and southwest. Please, as we are staying here, we are comfortable. That is my test.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Chris calling back. Please, I want to react on the clip you just played now. So my reaction on that is that Nigeria as a nation is having a romance with France. And you know what France stands in Nigeria as a nation?
When you say Nigeria is having a romance with France, we were not quarreling with them from the get-go. We've always had a relationship with France.
Okay.
So because Niger, what's it called, Mali and Chad, they or Burkina Faso, are now at loggerheads with France. So we too should quarrel with them because.
No.
So I don't understand what you mean by romance.
Nigeria is the head of ECOWAS. You know of that. So if Nigeria is having a romance with France, how would they have the ball?
What romance are you talking about?
To criticize them with what they are doing in Africa. How can they criticize France with these injustices that is going on in West Africa? So if Nigeria as a nation cannot stand on its ground and say, we are the leader of West Africa.
Is Nigeria supposed to fight for Niger, Chad, and Mali? Those are sovereign states.
Nigeria is the leader of ECOWAS.
Doesn't mean that Nigeria can tell Niger, Chad, and Mali what to do, or to tell France what to do. Do you understand how diplomacy works, sir? Have you ever read anything on diplomacy? Then you wouldn't be having this conversation with me, because it's like you're telling Nigeria that, okay, because these countries are not they're not in good terms with France, we should also not be in good terms with France.
I know that in diplomacy, everybody fights for his own interest. But when your interest is jeopardizing the interest of other nations within your terrain, you know as the chairman of that bloc, you know when to stand and say, no, France.
So what? So in 10 seconds, what should Tinubu do?
Tinubu should at least know what is going on between France and the West African states. All the Francophone nations in Africa.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I'm just going to let you go. Yeah. It was a great back and forth. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Steve Peter. I called back earlier. I wasn't done with what I was trying.
No, Peter. We're done. We're not doing two-time calls. You're done. Hello. Turn off your radio, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Uzoma on the line.
All right, Uzoma, go ahead, please.
Please, my sister, make you tell these people, Shettima and his people, that we don't want to hear about Sharia law in this country.
What does Shettima have to do with it? Why do you guys do that? Did you hear the vice president's name in...
Miriam, my dear Chereo, the one where Yerima introduced in his state that time, did you remember? Is it not the poor people? And they are chopping off their hand and their legs. Please, if they want to, let them introduce it to their own individual family, because what they are all committing in this country is more than Sharia law itself. Okay. We don't want it. If they don't have anything good, policy good to bring to this country, they should stay in their own houses, please. Let them leave Nigeria alone. We have enough troubles troubling us. Okay. We have enough, please. They should be very, very careful. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I want to go back to WhatsApp. And if you're listening to us from outside of the country and you want to be part of the conversation, we're on Skype at Nigeria Info FM. Those of you watching on YouTube, I can see you. Post your comments. And for my dear Southwesterners, Muslims and the likes, do you want Sharia law? Because according to the guys that are pushing for it, and one of my listeners here says it's the best form of governance. But hey, we do already have a form of governance. It's called democracy, where we go to the polls and vote for people to hold offices. And then there's a set book or a set of rules and regulations that we must abide by. And that's the grand norm, the Nigerian constitution. Which other form of governance are we talking about? Anyway, I'd like to hear from you guys. Let's read
more news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If Modo Pueblo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to the council.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And he don't put my mood for that. Whenever people are clapping, he's praise singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
And he did not do any remarkable thing in your state. And you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Maryann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
This year, Chocolat Royale proudly celebrates 30 years of creating delicious memories and crafting memorable experiences. We are proud to be serving exceptional gourmet foods alongside your favorite desserts. From intimate gatherings to grand celebrations, it has been our honor to bring people together with flavors and moments that last a lifetime. To our cherished clients, partners, and team members, thank you for being part of our journey. Your trust, loyalty, and support have allowed us to grow, innovate, and continue doing what we love. Here's to 3 decades of creating delicious memories and many more to come. Thank you for making it all possible.
This is Ireti Bakare Yusuf, the host of Borderlines. First and foremost, it's been a whole year of the new show, Borderlines. We've covered several global issues, and we will continue to cover even more. Now, if you have any suggestions regarding Borderlines, whether it's how you want us to be better, what you want us to change, it'll be an interesting thing to learn from you. We will be most appreciative if you could share it with us. You will have to go to any of the Borderlines posts. Borderlines on YouTube at Nigeria Info 99.3, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos, on Facebook, we post all the Borderline posts there, and also on Twitter, which is now called X. Just go there in the comment section, put your suggestions, and honestly, we're going to review as many of them as possible. If you like, you can hashtag Borderlines, all right? And if there's a story that you had been wanting us to cover, global events, global news, that's what we talk about. Until then, have a fabulous new year. Bye-bye, all the best.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
All right, I've got to go. I have just 1 minute on the clock. So let me read some messages and then I'll run off, because I did ask. Ade Baba here on YouTube Live says, how can people be this ignorant? Of course, I don't know what exactly he's talking about here, but someone says, why are we calling him Senator Shettima again? He's a vice president. Why calling him senator again? But he's currently both. He's still a senator. Will always be a senator. This one here says, that's why I said we don't need 2 laws. Complete the message now before you slam me. I know, a secular country, you don't think we need it, but yes, we can't have 2 laws. Greenish, I understand. It's a good form of governance. You're saying it's the best form of governance, but why? Why? When we already have democracy. Greenish. That's why I'm dragging you. Akin Adigun here says, on those who are... Wow, Akin, this message is long ago. I think our problem with corruption is primarily about understanding of corruption, in a sense, diagnosis of the problem. We should stop saying we want to fight or kill corruption. Corruption is no soldier that we can shoot or boxer that we can change. Your message is very long. I have to go. The news is at the top of the hour. On the other side, community report comes up. You are the reporter. I'll take down your complaint, okay?
Have your say in what we say.
We talk the talk. People are making so much money. All the money Buhari borrowed to fight insurgency are in people's pockets.
See, this nonsense we are doing in this country more.
With all that happens,
we keep up with all events.
I hardly hear female lawyers handling high-profile cases.
Another season where Manchester City dominates from maybe start to finish this time around.
It's 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. And now the business news.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.